The midwife handed her the child, a girl, small, fragile. But the mother saw no beauty, only a curse. Superstition clouded her reason. The village elders whispered of ill omens, a girl born under a blood moon, a harbinger of misfortune. Fear choked her life already a tapestry of despair, her husband gone, swallowed by the mines. Crops failing, hunger gnawing at their bellies. This child, she believed, was the final blow. One moonless night she left, placed the child at the doorstep of the village temple, a prayer escaping her lips, a silent plea for forgiveness. She turned her back on her blood, on her guilt, and walked into the consuming darkness. Years rolled by, measured in whispers of the wind and the ache in her heart. She found work in a distant town, her past a tightly held secret. She built a life, but joy remained elusive, her soul tainted by the ghost of her decision. The city lights were a harsh contrast to the star-dusted sky of her village. The cacophony of urban life, a jarring change from the whispering fields. She toiled long hours, her hands calloused, her spirit hardened. Years blurred into a monotonous cycle of work and sleep. She sought solace in the company of fellow workers, sharing stories and laughter. Yet beneath the facade of normalcy, guilt festered. The memory of her abandoned child, a constant shadow. She built a life of sorts, a life stripped of love and family, a life where every laughter felt hollow, every joy tinged with pain. The price of her superstition, a heavy burden she carried silently. Her heart, once brimming with dreams, now held only a desolate landscape of regret. The past, a haunting melody that followed her, a constant reminder of her sacrifice. The temple priest found her, a tiny bundle abandoned at the foot of the deity. He named her Amara, meaning hope. She grew up within the temple walls, raised by the kindness of strangers. Life was harsh for an orphan. She bore the brunt of whispers, the sting of pity. But Amara held her head high. She found solace in the temple's serenity, in the ancient stories etched on its walls. She grew to be strong, independent. She learned the healing arts, her touch soothing, her spirit calming. She dedicated her life to serving others, finding solace in their smiles, their gratitude. But the void remained, a yearning for a mother's love, a father's guidance. She clung to the hope that someday she might understand the reason for her abandonment. Fate, it seemed, had other plans. A raging fever swept through the city, leaving countless ill. Amara, skilled in herbal remedies, worked tirelessly. One among the afflicted was a woman, her face etched with hardship, her eyes filled with a familiar sorrow. Their eyes met. Recognition sparked in the woman's gaze, a flicker of fear, of disbelief. Amara felt an inexplicable pull towards her, a sense of connection she couldn't comprehend. Days turned into weeks. Amara nursed the woman back to health, her touch gentle, her voice soothing. She shared stories of her life, of the temple, of the kindness that had filled her world. The woman listened, tears tracing paths down her weathered cheeks. Guilt, long suppressed, bubbled to the surface. She confessed, her voice a choked whisper, revealing the truth of their connection. Amara listened, her heart pounding, a lifetime of questions answered. The woman, weak and remorseful, looked at Amara. "Forgive me," she whispered, her voice thick with regret. Amara smiled, tears welling up in her eyes. "You are the reason I am who I am," she said, her voice filled with compassion. "You gave me life, and the world gave me love.